Welcome back, everybody. Episode 79 of Canes Local. We'll take a look at 20 games into the season. Goalies, power play, penalty kill, and more coming up next. All right, guys. Well, Kyle, welcome back, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, you've been towing the rope with the youth of the hockey world, and we applaud you for that. But we're glad to have you back on here. It's been a handful of weeks since you've been able to jump on with us, so it's exciting.
Yeah, should be back for at least the next couple, so that'll be nice.
So, anyways, I guess let's just jump right into it. Canes coming off a pretty good last 10, you know, they're 6-2-2 on a 4-game road trip. And what are you smiling about?
When you said 6-2-2, I've looked over at Cam and he was doing the same thing I was doing where we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, no, that counts to 10.
Oh, they are. I looked
I
it up.
I know, I didn't. That's why I was doing that.
I am well prepared.
It's just I started laughing because I look over at Cam and I was like, he's doing the exact same thing I'm doing. He's like, yeah, no, that checks out. That
looks right. Yeah, I don't have enough fingers and toes.
You have to take your shoes off.
Yeah, I
about nearly did. Yeah.
So, anyway, so they, pretty good stretch. I mean, I think they had a loss to Washington, which I don't think they were really in that game from start to finish. But then the loss to Edmonton. We'll talk about that in overtime, and then they lose one last night. That I think it kind of leads into a couple of other topics that we want to talk about is goaltending and our special teams, because, it's surprising where we are at this point in the season based on the status of those two scenarios. So let's take a look at the Canes at this point of the season, 20 games in, which is sort of the quarter pole of the season. Maybe a game here or there on the other side. But so we're given the start of the season with the injuries that we had, I mean, obviously, I don't think you guys would have expected us to be where we're at the moment.
No. Just the fact that we're able to have as much depth as we do, it really is, it's a beautiful thing, because you end up going into these situations where you're down 3 defensemen at any given time. We've lost 4 different defensemen throughout the kind of the start of the season so far. We've had a couple forward injuries go down. And I mean, if you look at last year to probably this year, very similar records, and the fact that we're doing this without, last year, knock on wood, we didn't really have much in the injury department, and that was a blessing for Carolina. But it just goes to show that the depth in this organization is ridiculous. We have a ton of talent that's on its way up. And it goes to show that Tulsky knows what he's doing. Now we have to inevitably go and get that final mug. And, according to ESPN, there's not a ton of competition in the East right now. I would beg to differ. I think that the East's parity is quite significant. I mean, there's like 2 points separating almost last place to the wild card spots, which, even in the West, it's pretty close as well too. And, but usually once we get to this Thanksgiving time frame, it's like 75% of the teams that are sitting inside of a playoff spot right currently at Thanksgiving they make the playoffs. And so for the fact that, there's only 2 points separating a lot of these teams from each other, just kind of, it's a good thing for the NHL. It just goes to show that there's a lot of parity in this league, and some teams are overperforming, some teams are underperforming. And I think that at the end of the day, we're probably going to find a median ground where the teams that are underperforming are going to get back to their ways, and the teams that are overperforming, I think, are going to settle back down. But Carolina taking care of business and doing what they need to do, especially with a lot of injuries out of the lineup, and it's good to see that portion.
Yeah, and I think the special teams really, what's new with the power play? It's been bad for since Rod basically took over the team. It's been bad.
I think we could argue it's been bad since 2009.
Yeah, it really
hasn't. It wasn't good in the doldrum years either.
I know. So it's always been bad. So that the penalty kill is concerning, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're missing your best penalty killer. Like, you're missing Slavin. We're also missing Chatfield too, who's a big penalty killer as well.
Massive,
So,
yeah.
and just having, I mean, you think about how many defensemen have gone down. Literally everybody except for
Sean Walker.
Walker and Nikita.
Knock on
have
wood,
missed
man.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Shit, why are we talking like that?
But
I
like,
know.
it's just everybody but those two. I mean, even Legault got hurt. He's out for a few months. Like,
Mhm.
although I will say I still, and we talked about this in preseason as well. I still think Nystrom he's really good, man. Like,
I think Nystrom's the
surprised how
better
good
of
he
the
is.
two. I'm not going to lie to you.
he is right now. He is, yeah. And I even think even when Legault was playing and they were playing
Yep.
in the lineup together, I still think Nystrom was playing better. So, and he's just getting better and better. So that's a good sign, obviously, because without having that, then that's just like a tow rope, and you're basically just running 5D and throwing him in every eighth shift, basically. So, but yeah, the injuries have been crazy this year, and the fact that they're still where they're at, is a good thing. Now, a lot of other teams have a lot of injuries too. Devils have big injuries. I mean, Pesci's out for probably a while. I think he had some kind of surgery on his hand or his wrist or something, so he's going to be out for a while.
Same with
Jack
Hughes.
Hughes.
Yeah,
Jack Hughes just had surgery on his hand, so he's probably going to be out till the new year.
Mhm.
It's just, a lot of those teams are just having that. And I think that's kind of why you're seeing the East be so tight, is because the quote unquote top end teams are dealing with pretty big injuries, whereas the teams that are kind of not necessarily the strongest aren't dealing with injuries. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Pittsburgh Penguin games, but I don't think they're missing any of their big guys, are they? Like,
No.
I mean, Sid's
But
there.
On
Right,
top of
Raquel,
that,
like,
their big guys are playing extremely well too.
yeah,
so.
exactly,
Yeah.
and they're showing up. Like, but and it's kind of like you had said, it's kind of a curve. So Pittsburgh's been getting absolutely insane goaltending. So and their power play's been number one
Power
in the
plays
NHL.
number one
Yeah.
in the NHL. Yeah.
That you can't keep that pace up all year unless you can,
Yeah.
and then they're winning the cup. But like,
yeah, if you
I
do,
don't
that's
see
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it keeping up. So again, like you said, there's going to be some teams that drop off, but
Mhm.
yeah, there's still some teams in the East that are just bad and will keep being bad too. So, I look at obviously the Rangers. I like to.
Yeah,
they're
they're
a mess,
they're a dumpster fire at the moment. And I agree with you. I think the really the good thing, if you want to take a good thing out of the start that we've had, injuries we've had, it really shows. I qualify to your the depth point. Yeah, 100%. But it shows how we're able to play and score on 5-on-5. I think that's the big thing, is that if you can control the 5-on-5 side of the game, because you typically play more 5-on-5, obviously, than you do special teams. So now, if we could somehow figure out a power play, I look out, because we control the games 5-on-5. I mean, you look at we're last in the NHL, and I did a comparison, and our stats are almost identical to Calgary's when it comes to power play, penalty kill, and most other stats except for the wins and losses. So we just have a better forward group or core group or top to bottom group that can play a 5-on-5 game better than most teams in the NHL. So I think we're sitting second overall, I think, at this point, just behind Colorado. And so when they got a decent power play, it's not great. It's middle of the road. Their penalty kill is good. I think it's second in the NHL. So I think if we fix those pieces of the game, man, we're gonna make a lot of people worried. We already do when we come into buildings to play teams, but if we can fix the special teams, for sure, especially the power play. I mean, it's atrocious. I mean, I just don't know what to do. I mean, you look at the groups that they sent out there. I mean, what do you do? Who do you put where? Or do you just hell, throw Martinook out there, or throw Carrier out there, or throw somebody else out there that is going to create some havoc, and we just got to figure out a way to put the puck in the net.
Give me Nicky. Just put Nikishin
maybe.
on the unit. Yeah, I'm not saying that Gostisbehere is the problem. He's not, but they need a new look. They need a new outcome. They need something different. I think adding in a big presence with the shot like Alexander Nikishin, where he's registered one of the hardest shots in the NHL so far this year at 99.9 miles an hour. And he can score goals. We've all seen it. He can control the play. He can control that point. Give him the opportunity. What's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to be dead last in the power play. Guess what? We already are. It's time to try something different, man. Yeah, we are.
So you're saying flip flop, put Ghost and flip flop him and Ghost,
or keep them both on there and just have Nikishin line up on his 1T side and just let him tee off. Like we need something different. And I get where we're already kind of a shoot first mentality power play. We have worked the puck around really nicely in the past couple of games, but it's just that we're not generating enough offensively. And maybe it's something as stupid as, I know you made the joke about it, but throwing Jordan Martinook on the power play and just having him go sit net front. We don't have any net front presence, which is a massive hinder to Carolina. I mean, our down low guy on the first unit is Seth Jarvis.
Yeah, that's where we missed a guy like Steph Nason. I mean, he was sort of that guy that would sit his rear end in front of the net and just create havoc. Of course, our power play wasn't great then either, but
it was better than it was now.
It's better than it is now. So, I mean, at least we weren't dead last in the NHL. So, but Rod, listening. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do, but obviously that's part of the game that if we could fix and figure out a way to do it. And again, we're not NHL coaches, so. But we do have opinions, and we're going to give them. So I think it's the one area of the game that we definitely, if we could improve on, that would take us to another level. We're already a pretty high level at the moment, but that will take us to another level.
I mean, we're one of the top scoring teams in the NHL right now, and we don't have a power play.
Yeah,
like all of a sudden we add a power play, we're scoring 6 goals a night.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
we're almost averaging 4 at this point. Like we're doing really well in that regard. We need something more up front. And I love Ehlers and stuff like that, but are we utilizing him to the best? I don't know. Maybe it's a change of formation. I don't know. Maybe the umbrella's not working. How about we just throw 5 guys out there?
Yeah. Let's try it. Why not? It can't get any worse.
Just go play 5-on-5. Just go play 5-on-5.
Just forecheck the hell out of them.
Yeah, just forecheck the living piss out of them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, I really think they need guys that are going to go chase the puck. Like puck retrieval is so big on a power play. Like you have to be willing to send 2 or 3 guys on a puck at all times and just basically say they're not going to get this out of the zone. We're going to keep it in. Yep. That's first, and then second, you got to be able to break the puck in clean. Aho's been winning faceoffs on the power play, which is good.
Yeah.
He's done a good job with that. I honestly think you put Ghost on the bench and you put Blake out there. You run 5 forwards. Blake can break it in the zone. He can stick handle in a phone booth. That kid is unbelievable. I still can't believe he's not on the first power play at this point. With what his ability he can do, he can puck retrieve and he can break it in the zone. The two things the cannot do and will not do. Svetch stands the second line. Does nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just run the second line.
Just run Ehlers, Jankoven, and Blake.
Yeah, honestly, run the second line. Run either Ghost or Nikishin.
And then run Jarvis and Aho. Run those 5.
I don't like the 5 forward unit especially because we already give up quite a few odd man chances on the PK as we gave up a PK goal last night. So I still want to have a defensive player out there.
I don't have that many, I don't think this year.
I would run that second line, those 3 forwards. I would then either put Jordan Stahl or Jordan Martinook out, stand net front, and then I'd either put Ghost or Nikishin out there. I think that it's just, we need a different look. We need something different. We were running the same 5 guys, same 6 guys through that power play unit, and it's not working. Give us something different to look at. Give us something different to feel. Even if you don't want to throw Martinook and Jordan Stahl because they're good penalty killers and you want to make sure we're limiting minutes in certain areas, because I understand that's actually a problem too, where it's like you can't have a guy like an Aho you can have run both sections because he's used to playing 22, 23 minutes a night. With a guy like Jordan Stahl, he's comfortable inside of that 13 to 15 minute range, and that's a perfect place for him to be. Well, okay, so then don't throw him out there. How about a KK? throw KK and tell him go stand net front, or Mark Jankowski, or just somebody that's a bigger body standing in front. Hell, even Andrei Svechnikov. The only problem I have with Svechnikov in that net front role is I don't think he really understands the role of you need to take the goalie's eyes away. I think he's going to get there. I think he's better at it. He's getting better at it. But I also love his playmaking ability, so I wouldn't mind him being on the flank of something like that. But that second line has been our best line. They've been the best chance creation line. We just need the hounds. We need the hounds out there, and we got two of the best hounds in the league in Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven. Get the hounds out there and let them go run. Let them run. Just like I'm on board with you, Cam. Like, we don't have enough puck retrieval on the power play, because if we don't win that opening faceoff from Aho, we can't break the puck in. We can't break the puck in.
You sit there and
cleanly.
you're like waiting for him to ice the puck. It's like, well, okay, man, like, go get it. Like, I know if you lose a faceoff, that's fine, but you gotta be like, all right, we're gonna send 8 guys on that one guy in the corner. We're just gonna mean mug him and beat him up in the corner, and he won't. Trust me, he'll make a mistake next time. He won't
do it again. That's
what I mean. Like, you gotta have that, and I mean, maybe just like you said, just put that second line out there. Like, really, just play it like 5-on-5. Put 2 defensemen out there and the second line, and just let them work. Like, maybe that's the key too. Maybe just run like 2 defensemen and just start throwing pucks to net like 5-on-5.
Yeah, just play 5-on-5 hockey. We're clearly good at it.
Literally play 5-on-5. Don't play a set.
Exactly.
Like, literally just play 5-on-5. Play the overload and just pucks to the point. Get everybody in front of the net and just throw pucks at the net.
Just keep hammering away at it. Just do the same thing.
You're bound to do something. It's got to be better.
It doesn't need to be cute. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just need, we're not built on pretty and cute. That's not who we are. So why do it on the power play?
Yeah. Although that Aho goal off the rush yesterday, that was gorgeous. That was pretty.
That was a good one.
I'll tell you what. One player that I want to make note of, I think, has made a drastic step forward this year, and it took him a while to get going. But Andrei Svechnikov, since he's gotten his first point, has been electric, and it seems like it's now becoming more of a consistent basis. Again, I know he goes hot for 10 games and he goes cold for 10 games. We need him to stay hot, because when he's hot, this team is a different team with him. And it's just one of those things that if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, like, Carolina's got every asset that they need in order to make a very deep run and get finally past that Eastern Conference final, especially if teams like Florida continue to struggle, which I don't suspect they do. They are missing probably 2 of their best players. It would be arguable sake. I know they're missing their best player in Alexander Barkov. But I without them being a genuine threat currently, this is where we need to make pure separation. And we just we need him continuing to play well. We need Ehlers to continue to go at the rate he's going now as well too. And it creates a different environment around it when those 2 guys are playing well.
Yeah, I think it's perfect lead into the next topic, Kyle, because I think you segued it perfectly, and the only spot that I think that we have to make a considerable effort or decision on at this point is in net, is Freddie, because the last handful of games he's played, we've chased those games, and it's just something, quite honestly, we're not good at. We start to do things a little differently. We start to, we start making we start gripping a little tighter, and so on and so forth. But I think, I don't know what your guys' take is on it, but I'm of the opinion we got to run Kochekov and just give him the gears, give him the reins, and put Freddie in every 4 or 5 games or in a back-to-back or something, because quite honestly, his numbers are atrocious. Kochekov is, I think, 5th and 6th in the league respectively in goals against and save percentage, and Freddie is 50th, or even not even on the chart. So I love Freddie, but I think it's time for them to really make a call and make a separation and get rid of the rotation at this point.
Either that or extend the rotation out again. I mean, throw Brandon Bussey back into the mix. I feel like this recently we've just kind of gone to this 2 goaltending tandem, which I'm good with, but make the 2 goaltending tandem be Brandon Bussey and Brandon Bussey and Pyotr Kochetkov. Make it those 2 guys. I mean, and until Freddie can then go back and find his game, but he's not finding his game right now. He's struggling to make saves that we've kind of come accustomed to Freddie making. And it's not saying that he's playing like out of this world bad. It's just like there are times that we need a save, and we've consistently talked about this year over year, where we're like, we just need a save. We need a save in a big moment. And Minnesota game last night, that second goal on the penalty kill, that's a backbreaker. That's one where we need to have it. And yeah, sure, is it a really good player coming down in Matt Boldy? Absolutely, that's a good player. He's got a good shot. Absolutely, but it's coming from outside of the dot. That's one of those ones where a goalie, you kind of need him to have that one, especially after you really didn't generate too much on that ensuing power play. Outside of maybe some momentum. I mean, they got a couple shots off that power play. There really wasn't a grade A scoring chance, but we were down 1-0 early in that game off of a redirection off a foot. And then Boldy comes down and squibbles one in on the PK. And it's like, shoot, if we weren't the team that we were, that's a backbreaker. It's just,
it's game over.
Yeah, we're one of those teams that can rally behind one of those things. And we end up, securing a point. Thankfully, Minnesota is also not that great this year. Which doesn't hurt, but it's, with the parity in the league right now, like we can't allow those goals to be going in, and, we can't keep getting away with it in that kind of regard. We're not going to get that point a lot of the times.
Yeah, Minnesota's surprising me too, because on paper they should be a lot better than they are, honestly, with the team that they have. So I think they're
still doing well. They have 24 points on the season.
They are.
Yeah.
They are, but I think, with the guys that they had in the lineup, I thought, everybody's expectation of them was a little bit higher than it is at the moment. So,
since they've gotten Zuccarello back, who is a massive cog in that offense, they have been significantly better. I think they're one of the hottest teams in the NHL currently with him.
Them and the Canes had the same record going into last night. They were like 6-1 and 6-2-1 or 6-1-1.
Yeah, so Minnesota, that they were missing a very key asset to their team, which was Matt Zuccarello. But yes, I totally agree. They had a terrible start to the season, and they've kind of rallied back past that point. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep making strides, especially with the Central outside of Colorado. Really is kind of nailed down pretty tight. It's not a lot of separation there either. I mean, Colorado and Dallas are kind of a little bit ahead of everybody else, but I mean, the whole league's almost like 6 points away from each other. It's 3 games.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, so I just for the sake of my sanity, I really just, and I've kind of griped about it in the past, but maybe that's the key to Freddie. Just put him on IR. Even if he's not injured, just throw him on IR. We'll pick him back up in March or April. He can play a few games, and then we run with him in the playoffs. Run Kochetkov and Bussy the whole year.
Can we do that if there's, do we have to
splash
him with a tire iron to injure him? Or?
Yeah, Cam, you might need to head down to Lenovo.
I don't know if you can actually put him on IR, but just put him in the press box. Like, if you're going to hold 3 goalies anyway, just keep him in the press box all year. Like, just let him chill, hang out, grab a couple hot dogs. I don't really care. Seriously. Like, he seems to be better the last month of the season. He gets hot, and then he goes into playoffs, and he's one of the best goalies in the playoffs. He's done it the past 2 or 3 years. So if that's what he's good at, then don't play him at, a throwaway game up in Rochester in the middle of December. Like, seriously, don't do it. Like, just run Bussy and Kochetkov and just have him run. Like, I think Bussy's played really well, and I still think he deserves to have some more looks. And Kochetkov's played well too. I don't really think he's let in many soft goals, if any, this year. No. So almost had another shutout the other night. Like, they scored with 9 seconds to go. So
thanks to Maniscalco on that one.
I know. I said that as soon as he said that, I was like,
as soon as he said that, I said, shit, he's gonna lose his shutout now.
Like,
we're definitely gonna get scored.
I didn't hear. What did he say?
Well, he didn't say he didn't say it, but
he didn't say it. He goes, well, there's only one thing left to do. You know, with 20 seconds to go in the game, and sure enough.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Now it's,
So as soon as you said it, I threw my head back. I said,
I know.
You gotta be
as soon as he
me.
said it, I was like, oh, they're dedefinitely scoring now. No, but
I had the Nesson feed on for that one. So
okay. He's played I don't know. I'm so torn. with the whole Freddie thing. It's kind of like a love-hate that I have with him. Kind of like I had with Burns. I love the fact that Burns was available and he was always there. Like you could always rely on him to play games.
Yeah.
Does it mean he played his best game every night? Absolutely not. He had more bad nights than good nights, but his good nights, you were like, man, he played really well. Like he was our best defenseman. But that's kind of how Freddie's been, man. And I'm glad they only signed him to a 1 year because I just, and I say, I think we say this. I don't know. We can timestamp. We've been doing this for 3 years now. I'm pretty sure we've said this like the past 2 years we've done this. That I think it's time to move off Freddie, and then he goes bananas in the playoffs, and we're like, all right, we'll give him another year. Like that's just how it goes. I don't know what it is, man. But
I think the thing that's been holding up that cog is that we want to have a solidified goalie behind him, and I think that the biggest thing that I've seen and the biggest positive that I've seen in the net is Pyotr Kochetkov. And I think the one thing that we can all agree on is the poise level this year is significantly higher than it has been in years past. Another thing with Freddie, he is 36 years old. Like he's getting up there. He's not a young buck anymore. And so like maybe this is just, unfortunately, Freddie is kind of losing a step, and that could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is, but it's just there is that possibility now where he is losing a step. A lot of injury troubles the past couple of years. Pretty much his whole career he's had injury troubles. And this could just be kind of where his game's at currently. But with Kochetkov, he's playing significantly calmer in the net. He's playing bigger in the net as well, too. And he takes up a lot of space when he plays this way. When he gets running around, as I'll say, and he starts flopping and diving, he becomes really small inside of the crease. And right now he's playing big, he's playing well. And now we've seen these flashes from Kochetkov before. Now it's time for him to string, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months of this together, where it's like every single night, it's like, holy crap, he's lights out again. And I'm not saying he needs to be Vezina caliber. I think he has the potential to get there, but just giving us a legitimate chance at winning every single night. I thought in that Boston game, he gave us a legitimate chance.
That's it.
Yep.
Just
and that's where he is right now. He's under 2. He's under 2 goals against, and he's like a 911 save percentage. So that's exactly where we need him to be.
Expectations. If he had a 900, I'd be like, please, like just a 900 goalie is really what they need. I mean, obviously anything above 900 is better, but the Freddie at the 882 is not cutting it, man. If his name wasn't Freddie Anderson, he'd be on the bus up to Chicago playing with the Wolves. I swear.
He'd be taking a Greyhound.
That's what I mean.
He wouldn't even get a Southwest flight out there. He'd be taking the Greyhound.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go back to the Rochester comment. I think in the last 10 minutes, we've had two Herb Brooks references, again and again and again, and then throwaway game in Rochester. So I love it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They got to figure out the goal. They got a lot of stuff to figure out, and fortunately, they're top of the Metro still somehow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's positive. it's like we can talk as much junk as we want.
I was about to say we must sound like a bunch of whiny bitches right now because we're top of the Metro and we're still bitching about shit.
I know. Let's get some. Get some real misery in here. We need some Sabres fans in here. Talk about misery, and pain and suffering.
Yeah. However, if you look at them, I think the Sabres are top there's one top stat that they're top in the league on is I think it's penalty kill.
Yeah, they're top of the league in the penalty kill right now.
They've kind of been showing some signs of life here lately.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty healthy too, which is good. I mean, they had Darlene out for a couple games, I believe.
Yeah.
The problem with Buffalo is their sign of life is a slow pulse that just keeps
But again, if everybody keeps getting injured, I mean, they're going to stick around.
I think they could have a full healthy lineup in their
beat. They could be up there. Hopefully,
The problem with Buffalo is I don't think it has anything to do other than there's just no good juju up there. There's just something. I don't know who killed a goat at center ice or something like that.
Wants to be there.
They need a sacrificial lamb of some sort up there.
Dude,
I don't know who's it got to be.
I literally just don't. Yeah, I just don't think anybody wants to play there. Like I just think.
Yeah,
it's just
but the counterpoint to that is that the frickin' Buffalo Bills are good too. Like they're good. So clearly, athletes wouldn't mind living there when the team's good. But the Sabres just stink. They just stink.
Yeah, but it's tough. Like, you have to find
I don't know if
the right player to play there, kind of thing. It's not.
Yeah.
It's different if it's like the Rangers or L.A.
Yeah.
or where it's like those big city where the city itself draws attention and it draws the big names. Like, if at any point
What are you
McDavid
talking
goes
about?
to free
Buffalo,
agency,
man. That
like,
place is vibing. It is jumping with energy and
something like that.
heroin.
We've said this all along, I think. Well, maybe I said it all along. I'm not putting words in your guys' mouth. I don't know. I think you still need the right coach behind the bench. I don't think Lindy Ruff's the right coach. I don't think he ever has been the right coach. Maybe in his younger days he was, but
I want to know who his agent is, because how the hell does this guy keep getting jobs?
I don't know, because I think
he hasn't won anything.
It's a big thing, because look at here's a comparison. I mean, look at Q and Anaheim.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an astronomical turnaround from 24 months ago to where Anaheim was under Cronin to where they are under Q. I mean, they're a legit team in the West. I mean,
they got it all.
Do they make a cup run? Probably not, but they're not too far away from being contenders.
They could win a round
with the youth they have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Leo Carlson, and then they got so much talent there. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they got
and Dostal in net.
Dostal is a stud. I mean, their defensive core is so good. I mean, Trouba's playing out of his mind.
is ridiculous.
Jackson Lacombe is crazy good. I mean, Kreider's playing like he's
playing,
Kreider, 25 years old. Like, he's got his knees redone. His shoulders good. Like, it's
renewed energy, man.
Yeah.
And
what bionics shop did Kreider go to though?
I don't know, man. But
don't know.
Well,
but
again,
he's
I
in
think
LA.
it's
He's in LA now. So
part of it, I mean, it has to be. I mean, that New York team is just miserable, and they aren't taking any steps forward. They're not going to take any more forward this year. The biggest mistake, and again, this has been a management decision 2 years in a row that's really just kicked him in the teeth. The first one was waiving Goudreau and just letting him basically rot, and basically showing the team, like, we don't care who you are. We're just going to get rid of you. Like, we don't care about you or what your situation is. We don't care. Even if you're an important piece of this team, we just don't care. That was number one. Number two, why did they make JT Miller captain, man? Why did they do it? Trocheck has been there for 4 years at this point, 4 or 5.
Yep.
It was his, man. And they just gave it to JT Miller, the guy they picked from Vancouver, who had issues with Pettersson. Like, they had a barking match each other. It's like, and I don't know, man. Again, part of me enjoys it because I don't want them to be good because the fans are putrid. But at the same time, it's like there's a lot of good players on that team. Like, I really like Vincent Trocheck. I love the way he plays. And they have a lot of good defensemen, too. They have, obviously want to see not necessarily Adam Fox, but I mean, they got the Schneider kid who's really, really good.
Oh,
like
see, he's the whipping boy right now.
I know. That's what I mean. It's just, I mean, everybody's getting whipped up there. So even Shesterkin, hey, maybe, maybe go knock at his, maybe see how much, hey, Shesterkin's looking kind of nice right now. Kane's got what, 10 million cap space? I'll take him.
You know what's crazy though, is that as much of a dumpster fire as they are, I mean, he's got a 2.4 save percentage. He's a 902 or 903 save.
Imagine.
902.
Imagine if he was on a contender. Imagine.
No, I know.
You have a 9.25 and a 0.9.
I mean, he'd already have
insanity.
He'd already have 6 shutouts.
Well, my counterpoint to that is, aren't Jonathan Quick's numbers significantly better than his?
Yeah, but he's only played like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, but he's played like 2
He's
games.
still playing in front of the same dumpster fire.
No, I get it. But I'm just saying that
he's polishing a turd better than Shesterkin is currently.
Well, yeah. So
he's got a nice shiny turd right in front of him.
So either way, the goaltending is not the problem in New York.
No,
let's just leave it at that. So
they've had good goalie after good goalie after good goalie after good goal. It's never
been
been
goaltending
goaltending.
Goalies. Yeah, they're great at scouting goalies. That's the one thing they're really good at. But
see, they're polar opposite in Edmonton.
Yep, exactly.
They get crazy good forwards, and then they got turds in net. They never.
We
never
say
can find
that,
out.
sure, but yeah, when you have 15 consecutive first overall picks, you're bound to hit on one of them.
I understand. I understand, but you got to look for goaltending too. I mean, you
No,
can't.
I'm
just
well
always look
aware.
for.
But like Igor Shesterkin was a second round draft pick. That to me is scouting. When you have like I think they had 8 first round picks in the past 15 years, you're bound to hit on somebody.
Yeah.
Edmonton, like you're bound to hit on someone. Now Leon
Yeah.
Draisaitl, that was a great draft pick because he wasn't a first overall draft pick. But like outside of that, man, like
Well, they've
sure.
like I said, they've drafted well. They just they wanted to let Holloway and Broberg go for pennies on the dollar. So hey,
Yeah, how do they
those are
not
draft
match
picks too.
those friggin' offer sheets? Now, granted,
Dude.
neither one of them's playing all that great in St. Louis right now, which
Yeah, but
want to
who
talk
is
about
playing
dumpster
Yeah, but
fire.
who is?
I mean, Bennington's
Yeah.
getting lit up like nobody's business. So
Yeah,
it's
Team Canada starting goalie.
hey, I said this after 4 Nations. I'm never betting against him again. If he's starting for Team Canada, I'm betting on Canada to win the whole thing. So I'm not doing it anymore.
My hot take is he won't be the starter going into Canada or going into to Italy. It'll be Logan Thompson.
Is Cooper still the coach
Yes.
for Team Canada? I think he'll still start.
Well, I don't, man. At least let me say this: if they don't take Logan Thompson with them to Canada,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
instead
know
of
what
they
they're
need
doing.
to, yeah, they don't need to. I don't think they need to take Montembeau. I think it needs to be Hill and
Does it need to be
Bennington.
Hill?
And then, yeah.
I don't
Well, they
know.
need
It's not
3
like Aaron
goalies,
Hill's
don't they?
lighting the world up either.
Well, you got who else do you got? You got is Wedgwood? Is he an American kid?
Scott,
I think so.
I don't know.
You got Devin. Well, this is funny. Ironically enough, that here's how much these stats mean. The number one in goals against in the NHL is Devin Cooley from the Calgary Flames, and I think he played one game or 2 games maybe.
Yeah.
So, but Logan Thompson, he's straight up there. I mean, he played extremely well against us.
Mhm.
I will say though that I don't think we played great against the Capitals, and he saw pretty much everything. He did. There was no net front. There was no nothing. It was like, we just didn't know what to do. The only bright spot of that game, was the second line.
Which
I
they've
thought
been the
Blake-
bright spot of a lot of games.
I think, and those 3 have been electric. I mean, some of the plays. I mean, the best thing they did was move Ehlers to that line. I think that was the best thing that Rod did.
Well, that's what Ehlers needs. Like he needs
what's so
guys
funny though with that whole
that are
thing?
just gonna go get the puck.
Nikolai Ehlers' whole reason of wanting to get out of Winnipeg is he felt like he was a first line player, didn't want to play in the second line anymore. And now he comes to Carolina, signs a big ticket, he's back on the second line. Like
it is kind of ironic.
It's funny. Like I'm not saying that he wouldn't come here anyways, but it's just funny that like his whole big like hoopla was like, I'm a first line guy. I'm a first line guy. He gets here, he's back on the second line.
Well, he's getting first line minutes basically. That second line, I don't think maybe he's not getting quite first line minutes. I'm not sure what.
I mean, they were they were basically rolling line 1 and line 2 the last like 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
pretty sure they were on the ice for the last minute.
Yeah, Jackson Blake scored it.
Blake, Stankoven, Ehlers, they threw Taylor Hall out there, and I mean, like I said, Taylor Hall's been playing great too. So,
because basically Aho, Stankoven, Jarvis, Ehlers, and Blake all played right at 19 minutes last night.
There you go.
So, and again, I've said this to a lot of people that I talk to throughout the day, and to be able to have a guy like Taylor Hall in your 4th line.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that's crazy. That's something that's a luxury to have a guy like that. And the goalie scored against Boston. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, it was crazy. And as people, I don't think anybody that sees that, said, okay, that's cool. But you guys know as players how hard that is to do, to flip it and then really just corral it all in one motion and off balance. He wasn't even on, it was in balance.
On the threat of getting your teeth knocked out by about the defenseman standing there in front of the net. So,
one of them being Zadorov, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, a little bit off topic. Kyle, that hit the puck to the face on McAvoy.
Oof.
Any word out of him? What's going on with him? I mean, I think
he had jaw surgery. Yeah, jaw surgery.
That was brutal.
The other thing too that and I'm gonna give props to her because she was the one that pointed it out. But Jess, massive Bruins fan, She said that she saw reports that, and it comes out that it was true, but Mike Sullivan missed the next game in New York, and Mike Sullivan is the father-in-law of Charlie
Yep.
McAvoy. So assuming that he came up here and was here for whatever medical thing needed to go on, it clearly isn't good. Whatever it is, he's out indefinitely. So that's, I mean, talk about a massive hole for a team that's looking good so far. Like you lose Charlie McAvoy, that's a big loss, and hopefully Bruins can kind of rally around it because they've been playing good hockey. I mean, they've been playing really good hockey for what they have in their roster. They're just kind of a muck and grind kind of team, and it's working for them right now.
Yep. Yeah, no, we went through that kind of last week, Cam and I, and Mike when he was on here, but we talked about teams that sort of surprised us, and Pittsburgh was another one. But we also said too, I think you commented earlier, their power play can't continue. Well, maybe it can, but
it has to for them to be relevant. It has
to because their 5-on-5 play is not very good.
No, they can't play 5-on-5.
So
one thing I really kind of wanted to chat over while we still got some time here. How do you feel like, and maybe you guys have already talked about this, and sorry if you have, but how do you feel like the three, I'll say new additions, one of them was played a game or two last year in playoffs for us, but how do you feel like the new additions have kind of fit in now that we're kind of at that quarter mark? So it would be Keandre Miller, Nikolai Ehlers, and Alexander Nikishin.
I think they fit pretty well. I think Ehlers is trying to take, I think for the one that's had the most time, for me anyways, has had the most challenges to getting integrated into a new system, because I think he was trying too hard, quite honestly, is Nikolai Ehlers. I think he struggled to get a feel for the game. He and Aho, they're both really playmakers, quite honestly. And so they were trying to set each other up, and then they would set each other up into a turnover, and it just wasn't working. So I think Keandre Miller's been good. I think Nikishin's been really good. I don't think we've seen the ceiling for him.
No, I don't think we've come close to it. I still have some worries with both of their defensive games, honestly. I have seen some faults in Keandre Miller's defensive games. Not saying he's been perfect, but has he been better than he has been in New York? Absolutely. I think that there is more progression to be had in Keandre's game. He is only 26 years old, so there's still development curve for him. And then same thing with Nikishin. I think that defensively there's still some question marks that I have. I think more with him than I have with Miller. There was, I think, 2 or 3 shifts last night where he was just stood in front of the net, and I'm like, this is not how we play defense in the defensive zone. Maybe you're gassed, sure, but like you got to get a guy, because there's just a guy running around wide open, and it's generating more and more cycle plays and more opportunity off of it because you're not picking up your guy. So that's the other thing too, where, with the constant new addition pieces of it, a lot of them have fit in like a glove. Nikishin worries me slightly. Once he gets it, I know he's going to get it and it's going to be perfect, and there's not going to be very many headaches and stuff like that. I think the offensive portion of his game has been phenomenal. But defensively, definitely some worrisome moments that I've seen with him so far, but then also some really great moments as well too. So I'm not harping on him, but I think that there's still some learning to be had for Nikishin. Out of the 3 of them, I think he's the one where it's like the offensive side is taken off right away, but the defensive side, still some question marks that I have.
Yeah, I think it's more. He's also the youngest of the 3, which helps.
Yep.
So he's 22, right?
24, I think now.
Is he 24? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, his first pro season in the NHL. I mean, I don't know. I'm still obviously like, and I know you said you're not harping on him too much, and I'm not really doing it either. But yeah, there's definitely some work to be had. I think Miller's kind of leveled off. I feel like he was kind of, I don't know what he was on. He probably should have been tested for like the first 10 games of the season. He was on fire before he got hurt. He was the best defenseman on either side of the puck. Yep. Basically, like, he was so good, and he's kind of calmed down a bit. I mean, there's obviously some stuff you can see. He had some soft plays on the puck last night, and it's kind of the stuff that the Rangers fans were harping about him for years on end. But it's also tough too when you're rotating partners every night. I mean, God Almighty, like he was. I mean, the first 10 games he had been with Chatfield, I think, for every game. So
yeah,
again, you get Chatfield back with him. I think him and Chatfield make a great pair just because Chatfield's so good defensively, and he's just going to be more defensively responsible that even if Keandre makes a mistake, Chatfield's going to be there to back him up. Same thing with, I mean, I know Walker's stepped up and he's been phenomenal, like just steady. And then once Slavin comes back, which who knows when he's coming back, it's kind of really a question mark at this point. I think they were saying I think Tulski said this last week or earlier this week that.
Yeah, I think it was last week because I heard
was it
the
last
same
week?
thing.
Yeah. They're just extra precautionary. And to me, that screams something that needs surgery that he doesn't want to get surgery on yet because he doesn't want to miss the season or the Olympics or whatever it is. That's what that screams to me is that.
To me, it kind of screams the opposite where it's like, I think it's something that he probably could be playing right now. And it's just one of those things that we're first in the Metro. So what's the point in trying to rush him back into a situation where he's not 100 and, I hate the adage of, 110% because you can only give 100%. But if he's not 100% healthy and he's like 98% and it's just like, hey, there's, there's still a little bit here and there. Like every once in a while when I do this turn, I think it's a knee. Because according to reports, he was wearing knee brace going into training camp, stuff like that. So I think portions of it is like, I think it's more just, it might, and I could be wrong. You could be right, Cam, that it is something where it's surgery and they're trying to rehab to try and get him back. I just think that with Carolina and the way they operate, he probably would have had knee surgery already. And it would have just been like one of those things that it's just like, it is what it is. We're going to have to get him. I mean, hopefully he's back for playoffs kind of thing. And it's just like, because the thing is that after game 2, if they would have been like, hey, it's probably going to need surgery, we can try and rehab it. I wouldn't have even gone into the let's try and rehab it because at that point, game 2, we probably can get him back for playoffs. It's probably a 6 to 8 month recovery time. He's probably coming back in right at playoffs, if not maybe after the first round. But I would rather that happen if he needed surgery than us trying to sit on it, PT it, and then what happens? Okay, so in March we decide he needs surgery. Well, he's definitely out for playoffs, and he's probably out for a majority of the following season too. It's like, at that point, just get the surgery done right away. So to me, it's like, I don't necessarily, and again, it could be that other situation, but I think it's one of those situations where he's at like 98%, and they're just like, we're top of the Metro right now. It's not like we need him to come back in. Now, if we were sliding down the standings, we were in Buffalo's position where we're dead last in the East. And it's like, we have 18 points. Every team's starting to gain on us. Like, New Jersey's got 27 points. And we're like, holy crap, we got to catch. We got to start catching or else we're going to be on the outside looking in come April timeframe. Then I think he's eligible to play. I just don't know with the situation that we're currently in and with how well everybody's really playing. It's like, do we really need him back?
Yeah. I think Kyle, you and I talked about it. I think for me, I guess it could one of two ways. If we start to see a slide, and if he doesn't come back, then we know your theory is true potentially, that it's worse than we think. But I think if we keep winning, then I think they keep him out until at least after the new year, or at least after
as
Christmas.
long as you need him to. It's not like
So and if he comes back, then I don't know. But to have a healthy Jacob Slave going into playoffs, if that truly is the case, that's a win. That's a win for us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
And I hope you're right too, because for me, and like you said, if he needed surgery, just get the surgery, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's what.
And I get that, but the only thing that worries me is that if he's anything like any of the other players that we've seen on this team, I mean, look at Jarvis 2 years ago. Like I still think he needs shoulder surgery, but I mean, he tore his labrum. Like, he completely tore it in the season, and he just rehabbed it and had to go back and come back in. And obviously, it's a little bit. I say a little bit. I mean, it's not. I'm not trying to downplay that injury, but you can skate with a torn labrum. Like, you can skate around and be effective. Is your shot going to be as good? Probably not. But he played through it. He rehabbed it and played through it, and it seems like it's getting, manageable at this point. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I know if Slavin could play, he would. Even if he was 99, 98, 95%, he would be like, but the fact he's not even skating. Like, that's what worries me. Like, he's still not skating.
Yeah.
If he was 95,
Yeah.
98, and 80%, he'd be out there in a yellow jersey.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like,
Yep.
that's what's concerning to me.
Yeah, I know.
And I think the more that they drag this out and saying, oh, we'll rehab it, you'll be all right, you can make it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, just let him get, who cares about the Olympics, man? Let him get the surgery. And he should have got it a month ago if he was going to get it. But again, I hope you're right. I hope it's not as bad as I think it is. But I think he probably, to me, it seems like he probably like tore his meniscus or something from the way he was working his leg on the bench. But we were at that Philly game. The last game he played, he didn't play like the last period. I mean, he was literally standing on the bench, like bending his leg like crazy, like just throwing his leg around, like trying to get. It's almost like he had, when you have to like crack your knee, like you feel like you have to crack it. That's
Feels like it's
what
locked up.
meniscus
Yeah.
feels like. It's like you got a stone or a pebble in your knee and you can't get it out. Like it feels like that. So, like I said, I think that's what it is. If he would have had the surgery, he would already be probably skating again, if not back in a month and a half. I mean, if it wasn't a bad one, if he just had to get it shaved down or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just I'm pessimistic at this point with his with the outlook. I hope I'm wrong though, for sure.
Yeah. Here's another, before we jump off defenseman. Here's an interesting. I was kind of looking at on stats, but the plus minus. If you look at our plus minus, there's only one person is in a minus. Everybody else is plus. So, and ironically enough, it's the guy that I wouldn't expect to be minus, but it's Sean Walker. He's a -3.
Yeah, you get those tough.
But a guy
matchups,
like, but look at like you're right. The matchups are tough. Nikishin is +14. He leads the team. And Riley, I mean, how about Mike Riley?
I know he's
He's a +11. He's got 9 points, +11, or 5 points, +11. He averages 17 and a half minutes a night. I mean, for a guy that's a 7th defenseman and he's +11, I mean, that's impressive. That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's why we're so good. That's why we're as good as we are right now, because everybody's on the plus side. I mean,
just goes to show
the only other guy that's
5-on-5
negative,
game.
is Slavin obviously played 2 games. He was a -1, and Fensori played 1. He was a -2. But they're the outliers. But everybody else is on the plus side. So and our top guys are our Ehlers +6, Aho's a +6. So those are stats that lend themselves to that 5-on-5 being good 5-on-5. But it was surprised me. I didn't think Walker was a minus, and but the way he's played. But again, to your point, Cam, I hadn't thought about it, but yes, he's getting the worst matchups.
Yeah, he's getting the toughest matchups every night.
Yeah.
So
that Edmonton game did not help him at all.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
McDavid 3-point night. Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. Yeah, and we talked about it in Kyle or Cam. I don't know if I talked to you or Kyle. I think it was Kyle actually. But as soon as they lined up for the face off in overtime, I was like, unless we win the draw, we're losing this game in the next 30 seconds.
Yep.
And it's just all it took.
Yep.
It's all it took. And and I was really surprised that because it went back in the D zone that Saul didn't get off the ice and Aho come on the ice, because at least he could better match the speed of McDavid. I mean, I don't think anybody on our team can, short of when Marty was here. But other than that, I said, as soon as he lost the draw, I said, okay, I about turned the TV off, honestly. But I stayed through it. But yeah, the plus minus really shows where we are as a group, and it's exciting. So anyways, so where do you want to go next, Kyle? You want to go to your little tally thing, or is there anything else you guys wanted to hit on the Canes before we jumped onto that topic?
No, I feel like we're good on them.
Beat the Canes like a dead horse at this point. I mean, not much else to say. At the end of the day, they're top of the Metro, so they're finding a way to get it done, and that's all you need at this point in the year.
All right,
that's who we are, the Junkyard Dogs, man.
Yeah. Well, I will go over. So we did a draft at the beginning of the year. I've been the bookkeeper for the draft, but being not on the podcast for the past little bit, we haven't had a score update on this in a while. So I'll go from third to first. In third place is myself. A couple teams really letting me down. Toronto only with 20 points on the season. Florida only with 21 points. Calgary with 15 points. Just have a bad day. And then, Dad, you are in second. Your biggest letdowns right now are Nashville having a stinker. And then, San Jose, 21 points. Wasn't expecting that to come out of them. Anaheim, 27 points. That's helping you out a ton. Vegas only with 24 points as well, too. So I'm at 223. You're at 226. And then I'll say far and ahead leader, because it's almost by 15 points at this point, is Cam at 242. Colorado and Dallas doing a lot of the heavy lifting. The New Jersey Devils also helping out in that regard. But listen to these. You got 4 teams at 24 points, and a lot of them I did not expect them to be there. So all these teams more points than the Washington Capitals currently this season. Boston Bruins at 24 points. Chicago Blackhawks at 24 points. LA Kings at 24 points. And the Pittsburgh Penguins at 24 points. LA, the least surprising of that bunch, but my goodness.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm really surprised at Pittsburgh, honestly.
I am too.
Really surprised.
But
I'm
again,
really surprised at Chicago. What are we talking about? Pittsburgh, Chicago.
I'm not too surprised with Chicago.
You're not too surprised. They didn't add really anything in the offseason outside of.
To me, it's one of those where I think they have a really good young group of guys that at the end of the day, if you give those guys a couple years in the NHL, I mean, you got Frankie Nazar, you get Bedard, have and you get some of the veteran guys too with Teravainen's playing well, and they got a lot of good young defensemen as well. And I think they finally have their goalie.
I was about to say,
Spencer
if we
Knight.
don't mention, Spencer Knight, he has been the biggest
unbelievable.
Bad. Yeah.
But you think about, they're kind of like the Ducks. They got really young, promising goalie that's really good, great decor overall. I mean, they maybe have more holes than the Ducks there, and then their forward core, I mean, their young guys are stepping up just like the Ducks. So, I mean, I think those two are kind of on par. I thought the Ducks going into this year were going to be a little bit ahead of Chicago. I mean, I know they are in the standings, but I think if they played 10 games, it probably split 5-5 to me is how it would look. Chicago's really good, man. Bedard has something to prove this year, man.
924 save percentage.
Dude, he is
goals
so
against.
good.
Yeah.
Florida, I mean, I know Florida won 2 cups, but they are really going to be kicking themselves in the teeth when he's winning a 4-piece with Chicago. So,
but really also, does Florida win their second cup without Seth Jones last year? I don't know. So it's like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
It's
one of those where obviously there's sacrifices that have to be made, but yeah.
I think if you ask,
that's Chicago's deal. They were like, we need a goalie, and we know Spencer Knight can be that guy. So
yeah.
What's interesting is Bob's got Freddie numbers. He's 883 save percentage and 280 goals against.
The only thing they need, they just have to limp into playoffs. They limp into playoffs, they're still my cup favorite.
Well, their decor is obliterated. They have 3 defensemen that are just basically not season-ending injuries, but Nico Mikola's out for basically the whole year. I'm pretty sure. What's his name? They have another defenseman, not Ekblad, but it's somebody else. That's
Gustav Forsling, I think.
I think it might be Forsling. They have another defenseman that's got another long-term injury. They're kind of like the Canes, except their forward group is also really banged up too. So they have just so many injuries that they're dealing with. So unfortunately, they're drawing the bad end of the stick. But again, back-to-back cups. I mean, what's the expectation for them? I guess at this point, I know they want a 3-peat, but
this isn't a question for you because I know you're sitting there staring at NHL stats currently. So this is a question for Cameron. I just saw this stat and I thought this was wild. NHL hardest shot so far this year. Who do you think has it, Cam?
Who do I think has it?
Yeah, and then what would be the mile per hour you would say for the hardest shot so far this season?
I think it's just over 100, like 100, 101. I'm trying to think who is. I mean, maybe. I'm trying to think. Maybe Ekblad, if he really leaned into one. I mean, I'm trying to think of bigger guys that can really shoot.
So I'm gonna give you another hint. This is an ex-Cane.
ex-Kane. I don't know if that helps,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No.
there's a lot of those. I honestly, is it a defenseman?
No, it's a forward.
Okay. Well, okay, that helps a little bit more. It's a forward. Geeky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Morgan Geeky with 103-mile-an-hour slap shot.
Tell you what,
103.
man.
That thing's a piss missile. My goodness.
Did we let him go in free agency?
No, he got picked up in the expansion draft by Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, we had too many riches. It was one of those things we had to let somebody go. I'm upset
Yeah,
as
I
well
mean-
too, but like you can only protect so many guys. I think
I
it
know,
was we protected.
Yeah. He was one of
his-
he was one of Ronnie Franchise's guys. Anyways.
I forgot about that. I forgot he went in the expansion draft. That's right.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Wow, that's interesting.
I know.
I saw it and I was like 103 miles an hour is a bullet. My
Yeah,
goodness.
that's
Mhm.
fast, but I guess he can shoot the puck.
Yeah.
He's also
and
he's also tied for the league lead in goals right now with
I know.
14.
Yeah, I was
I'm
going to say
telling
he's
you,
probably
like-
up there. He's probably up there. So he's playing alongside. Is he playing alongside Pasta?
No.
He's their second
No,
line
Pasta-
center, isn't he?
Yes, he is playing second line center right now.
Pavel Zacha's their first line.
No, Zaka's not even playing first line center. He's their third line center
Really?
currently. It is
So do I know.
I can't say this guy's name.
Yeah, I know. I saw it the other night too. It's
It's some super Russian name.
yeah, it's got a lot of consonants and no vowels and
Well, that's the other thing too. Oh, Zaka might. I think Zaka's playing on the wing right now because they also still have Elias Lindholm. Actually,
yeah, he's out though right now, isn't he?
oh, is he? I'm not.
I think Lindholm's
Oh
out.
yeah,
I think
that's right. I
Casey
forgot they have
Middlestad's
Lindholm
out.
too. God, I think they're really deep down the middle, aren't they? They got a lot of good centers that could play in
Yeah.
that team. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have kind of surprised me. I'm actually really surprised that the Leafs are as bad as they are. Honestly, I mean, they really haven't been injured. I know Matthews has been kind of injured, but
Kusnadinov.
Kuznetsov. Okay,
Murat Kusnadinov. That's
Wow.
a name.
So on Toronto Cam, does Marner make that much of a difference? Is that
guess
is
so.
that the difference?
5-on-5, yes. And this is like, and
Power
maybe
play
I
too,
didn't,
I think.
I didn't gripe on this hard enough or anything like that. Like we, if you go back and watch Toronto's games last year, he controlled so much of the puck. Like he always had the puck on his stick, and they're missing that guy right now. And
Yeah,
I think pieces of it is more than just Marner missing, because I think it's a lot of things going on right now. Their biggest thing is I think it's not just me thinking this; it's a lot of Toronto fans thinking this as well too. It's time for Matthews to get a change of scenery, and what you can get for him in a haul in return, I think helps out Toronto a ton. It's $13.5 million coming off the cap hit, also helps a ton, depending on
If you
what
need
you're
to
getting
rebuild,
back.
yeah.
And,
Might as
but
well.
the thing is that if you just utilize his $13.5 million and you grab assets from a team, because you could probably get 2 roster players for Matthews and then probably a prospect
2
or
first. Yeah,
At
I mean,
least
you get a lot. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying is you're gonna get a ton for him, and so it's like, you know, and this is just in like a Carolina sense. I'm not saying that I would want to trade for him or anything along those lines, but you're probably picking up a Jackson Blake. You're probably picking up maybe even a Logan Stankoven. Like it might be like I said, it's gonna be 2 good roster players going back in return, and
it's
then
got
you're
to be
probably
two top 6 players, and
Yeah.
then probably a
a top
first round pick,
prospect and
second
then a
round,
first.
maybe a top end prospect. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Like, you're-
going to be a lot.
You're going to get a haul back in return for him. And so, like, to me, Toronto probably could utilize that more than what they're currently getting out of their lineup. And it would probably have to be a bona fide number 1 offensive defenseman, because that's their biggest piece that they're missing. Is they went and they added defensive depth to their lineup 100%. Their decor is defensively very strong. Their problem is they can't move
It
the
was
damn
last
puck
year.
up the ice. They can't move the
Yeah,
puck
they
up
can't
the
move
ice.
the puck. Yeah.
They can't move the puck. So they're missing a guy like a
Tanev's hurt too, which doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. But again, Tanev, not really a noted puck moving defenseman. Like that's like they're missing their, you know, I'm trying to think. They're missing. Yeah, of course, everybody in the team, every NHL team is missing a Cale Makar, but they're missing a guy that can genuinely push the pace and push the puck up the ice. Because like Morgan Riley was and has been that guy, but I don't think Morgan Riley's that player. I just don't think that that's what Morgan Riley is. I think Morgan Riley's a very solidified two-way defenseman that can move the puck, but it's not like his strong suit. I think they need somebody. I'm trying like i.e. a Miro Heiskanen out of Dallas or something along those lines, a guy that can just distribute the puck with pace going up the ice.
Yeah, it's just surprising that, you think about, I know they made some changes to the roster, but realistically, the only big change was they lost Marner.
Yeah.
It's not like they lost, their D core is literally the same as it was last year. Their forward core is pretty much the same, barring probably one or two extra players as it was last year.
I mean,
their
they have been
goaltending tandem's the same as it was last year.
Yeah, but they've been without Stolarz for a while. So I mean, he's
Wool just came back. But again, I don't think. I mean, was the goaltending really letting them down that much? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch enough Leafs games to know, but that one is really surprising.
They're down 1-0 tonight against Columbus. So
that's what I mean. Like,
it's lack of offense for them.
I just think they're kind of in the same boat as the Rangers, where they're just kind of spinning their tires trying to figure out what to do. Like, they don't really know, are they going to blow it up and rebuild? Are they going to, try and double down and get some players to play around the players they have? I mean, I think they're just using the pieces they have wrong.
I think
New York's doing the same thing. But
I think you ship off Austin Matthews and you rebuild, maybe not full rebuild, but you retool around William Nylander.
Yeah, if they find themselves towards the bottom of the league after Christmas, like going into the new year, don't be surprised if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would not be surprised if they try.
Nylander
like
is the heartbeat of that team right now. It's not Matthews, and
I think he's been the best player on that team for a better part of 2 years. I mean, Matthews. I would
argue Marner.
Matthews not last year. Obviously, he had all the injuries, but Matthews the year before was stud. I mean, he had 60, how many goals did he have?
65, 67 goals, something like that.
Dude, like, going back to what Dad said about, the Ovi thing, you don't have to play defense at that point, man. If you're scoring 65 goals a year, you could literally sit at the other team's blue line while we play 5-on-4 in our zone. I don't care. Like,
just clear it out.
Just go score, man. If you're going to score 65 a year, go ahead. So, yeah, I mean, they're kind of a mess. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just never realized how much impact Marner had. But
yeah. So we'll take a last here. Let's take a last look. I guess final shift on, unless we want anything else you want to dive into. But final shift, I got one here. I just looked it up and I didn't really realize this, but good for us that and Scott Wedgwood is a Canadian. And they become the emerging candidates for the Olympic team, him and Seth Jarvis, which is interesting. So I didn't think Seth was in the mix or the discussion to be on the Canadian Olympic team. So, but that's the headline on the NHL.com website at the moment.
I love Seth Jarvis. I still think he's going to be on the outside looking in, because I think Canada saw what happened, and granted, the Olympic rules are different than in the Four Nations, because Four Nations went off of the NHL rules, where Olympics will be off the double IHF rules. And so there's not going to be the fighting component of it. It's an automatic, I think, 2-game suspension if you fight in the Olympics. So there's not going to be that piece of it. With such a short tournament, you really can't afford a guy to be out for 2 games.
No.
So they're going to take away that aspect, but I still think they bring a guy along that missed that Four Nations run, which is like a guy like Tom Wilson. I mean, how he's not in that fold for Team Canada is beyond me, just because he's the one that can match the energy that you're getting out of Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. And that's what Canada has to do. They have to match that energy. Now, granted, they still won in that game, but I think that series was tighter than they probably wanted it to be.
I mean, they won, but Brady was hurt and Matthew was hurt. So, but I 100% agree. And you got a lot of other guys, too, that are making the names for themselves. I mean, Celebrini is another one.
Bedard, another one.
Bedard's another one. Like, you got guys this year that are really putting their finger to the pulse of.
Yeah, did you see that another tagline off the website here that Bedard, they put the A on his shirt, A on his sweater. So he's one of the captains now.
I mean, he deserves it. It's his team.
Yep.
He's gonna get the C next year, especially if he
Yeah.
continues down the pace that he's going at currently. He's getting the C next year. I don't think the captain always has to be your best player, i.e. Jordan Staal still being the captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, but when it is your best player, it does help. Like, because the team's typically going to follow. Like Sebastian Aho having the A is perfect because the team's going to follow when Aho goes. When Aho's going, they're going to follow. But Jordan Staal is just a solidified veteran guy that knows how to command a locker room, where I think Bedard is not maybe clearly not that veteran presence, doesn't maybe have the same presence in the locker room, but it's like that Aho where the team's going to go where Bedard goes. If Bedard's playing well, the team's going to play well. Bedard's playing like crap, the team's going to play like crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a captain through and through.
Now, and here's some rarefied air, if that's even a word to use, but for Bedard. In Blackhawks history, there's 3 other guys, and I'll pose this to you guys if you know them. We won't dwell too long on it, but there's only been 4 guys in Blackhawks history that have multiple hat tricks in a season. He's already had 2 this year. Any stabs at who any of the other 3 are?
Patrick Kane
has to.
He's not one of them.
How is he?
Wow.
There's
How is
no
he not
way
one
he
of
hasn't
them?
had a single 2 hat trick season.
No. There's only 3. There's only 3 others.
Jonathan Taves?
Nope, and none of them. I mean, one of them still plays. The other 2 don't play anymore.
Marian Hossa.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Okay.
No,
Wow.
one still plays, but he plays for the Detroit Red Wings.
Alex DeBrincat.
Alex DeBrincat. Yeah, he's got 3. Before the age of 21. Let me put that caveat in there.
Well, that's a big caveat, man. That I wouldn't have ever said Marian Hossa.
It doesn't help me at all.
Well, yeah, really, right. So that makes a huge difference.
It doesn't help me.
I wouldn't have said
but
Marian Hossa. I wouldn't have said Hossa because he didn't go there till he was like 27.
He was like 40.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but the other 2 guys.
Hold on. Give me a couple more minutes.
Patrick
Here.
Sharp?
What era? Patty Sharp didn't start playing there until he was 22.
No, it was just one of the guys is probably in the early to mid 90s, and the one is back in the 70s.
Jeremy Roenick.
Yes, he had 3.
And in the 70s, who is a big name in the 70s? Bobby Hull.
Correct.
Oh, look at that.
Bobby
shit.
Hull.
Oh, baby.
Some context.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I just need a touch of context. That 21 actually made a difference because then I was thinking more rookies instead of their entire franchise base.
So those little interesting factoid that came across. So it'd be interesting to see, how the Olympic team settles out. But there's a lot of guys. I think I agree with you guys. There's a lot of guys that maybe on the outside looking in and may feel a little bit slighted, but you never know. I mean, Jarvy's always said he kind of likes to take his vacations when he doesn't have to play for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Team Canada's different though.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, we're getting towards the end of it here, and so we'll sign off unless you guys got any last words of advice. All right, good. Well, we'll send you guys on your way for this episode, and we hope everybody has a great week on the ice or at the rink or wherever you're at, and we'll talk to you next week for Cam, Kyle, and myself. Have a good one.